Welcome back to Let's Play Katawa Shoujo. So I slept all day today, which is why it's kind of late to recording here, because I didn't record yesterday because there was a lot of freaking video editing for a different LP on my old channel. And so I didn't get around to it. And I've been dreading it regardless, because we gotta go through Emmy's bad ending, then alternative ending. I mean, the alternative ending sounds fine, because at least it sounds like it's like an alternative way to get to the good ending, essentially. So it all ends good, but bad endings, I'm not very fond of, because in visual novels, usually what happens with character routes is they kind of like go into this, I'm gonna hit you right in the feels. Except with a bad ending, it doesn't actually resolve. It's just like, and the finishing blow, instead of like, okay, I take that back. No more like hitting you with like feels and all that or whatever and stuff. So now it kind of gets resolved. Bad endings don't tend to do that, which is why I haven't actually seen any of the bad endings in this visual novel, because I tend to skip bad endings in visual novels because they're just depressing. Either that or they're just completely screwed up. Looking at you, Katawa. It's just like, some endings in visual novels can be like depressing or just like, what the fuck just happened? So anyways, it's load from here. So we apparently go after her. The only way to find out is to go to the source, and the source is currently pretending that she has to use the toilet. Must have been the source. I excuse myself politely from the table and head that way, only to catch sight of Emmy not in the bathroom but in the kitchen, just next to the living room. Emmy's left the door open, and as I approach I can see that she's holding on to the table in an attempt to compose herself, an effort that fails as soon as I open my mouth. Doesn't look like nature's call was that urgent. Emmy jumps and glares at me. What are you doing here? I didn't come here to be with other people. I just wanted to help you. You look pretty rattled. I said it was nothing, didn't I? And besides, I thought we'd established that you can't help me. No, we've established that you're stubborn. Oh, look who's talking, the guy who followed me. This is different. I want to help you with whatever this is. Funny, because I just want you to leave me alone. But why? Why can't you just trust me? We've been over this already, Asao. I've got to deal with this stuff on my own. I won't accept that. You need my help. You just won't take it. Yeah, I can see why this would end poorly compared to when he was just talking to Emmy's ball, because he wasn't like all, like, you know what, you need my help. But then when he realized the whole situation, he wasn't, you need my help, but he's just like, I want to help you. You may not need my help or not, but I want to help you anyway. But now he's like, you know what, you need me, man. And that's not going to end well. My wording seems to have been a little off being quite an understatement. I need your help? Well, it's a good thing we met, isn't it? Because otherwise I guess I'd just be a broken human being, wouldn't I? No, it's a damn good thing that Asao came along to save the day, isn't it? Because God knows I can't save myself, can I? I'm just a poor emotionally damaged girl with no legs, right? Emmy, I don't think like that. Really? Because of you? If you thought differently, then I don't think you'd be here, saying I need your help. I've gone pretty far in life as a normal human being without you. So what, nothing we've shared was important? I'm just a guy who hangs out with you? My boyfriend, Asao, not my savior. Well, no, that much is obvious. You wouldn't even consider that I could be a help to you, will you? Just bottle it up and hope that a run will solve your problems, or you'll come visit me and we'll fool around until you feel better. That's not being a healthy human being, Emmy. That's not what a relationship means. Well, that's what it means to me right now, Asao. I wish... She seems to reconsider her words just then, a flicker of pain, of doubt on her face. For a moment, I think she's about to cry. But the moment passes, and now she's composed herself again. Whatever that wish was, will have to go unspoken. Look, I can't do this right now. What, have a serious conversation? Be open? Be honest? Give a damn about anyone besides yourself and your problems? What do you know about my problems? Nothing. You don't know what I've been through, so don't pretend that you do. Pressed the wrong button again. Well, Emmy, the reason he doesn't have a clue is because you don't really open up about it. I know you have nightmares, and I know your father's gone, but what happened to him? Emmy's head jerks backwards as if I just slapped her. That brittle quality has gotten back into her voice. Yeah, this is like, you've gotta be like, you know, you can't be too upfront about it, otherwise you'll just like, it won't go over well, because you'll just be like, you know what, fuck you. That's enough. This is stupid. This whole conversation has just been variations on Emmy stonewalling me. What, you won't even answer that question? Fine, keep your secrets. They can lie in the grave as far as I'm concerned. Oh, shit. Emmy's eyes widen in shock when she speaks again. It's in a voice that is low. Dangerous. Get out of my house, Sal. The sudden change in her tone snaps me out of my self-righteous anger and makes me realize with dawning horror what I just said. Yeah, they went over that, didn't they? Just like, Hisao was like, I better leave now or I'll probably say something I regret. Emmy would say something she regrets, and it would all end badly. And here we see that actually happening. Emmy, I didn't mean... I said go, Hisao. Tell my mother that she cooked a wonderful meal, but you've forgotten a prior engagement, and get out of my house. She's trembling now, shaking with anger or sadness or determination. Her voice is still low, controlled, almost a growl. I reach out to put an arm on her shoulder to apologize for going too far, but she jerks away from my touch. Get out! What can I do? I walk out of the kitchen and go to the living room, make my apology to Miss Shiburazaki, and let myself out. You know, that music's just not fitting after that scene. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Upbeat music, somewhat upbeat, and it's just like, well, that wasn't upbeat. The morning alarm sounds and I roll over, switching it off. My eyes open blearily to stare at the ceiling. What am I going to do? Do I get out of bed, go down to the track and pretend that nothing happened? Will Emmy even show up? After last evening's events, I doubt it. Even supposing that she did, what would I do then? Get over the fight just to dance the same routine the next time something's bothering her? I know that I spoke hastily last evening, especially trying to use her father as leverage. But was anything I said really off the mark? She won't let me in, ever, and she'll be forced to suffer alone. Nothing I do, nothing I say is going to change that. She won't change, and she's already decided to keep me at arm's length. Can I really bring myself to go down there and see her, knowing that I'm never going to get past where I am now? No, I decide I really can't. Not today. I roll over and go back to sleep. She probably won't be there anyway. Well, she wasn't there even with the other choice, but you never know. A similar mental conversation repeats itself when it comes time to go to lunch and I eat in the cafeteria alone. I don't want to see her, the very thought makes me feel ill. That night I go for a run. I'm solo for the first time since Emmy got sick after the track meet. Skip seeing the nurse just in case he asked about Emmy. I want to talk about her hour. That's bad, Sal. The next day I do the same thing. Alarm off, stay in bed, eat alone, run alone. I fill the time that I would usually be spending with Emmy, I start reading more. Works surprisingly well until I find myself ducking into a restroom because I see her walking down the hall in between classes. If she noticed me, she didn't show it, even though I don't suppose she ever shows anything. Certainly not to the girls from her class I see talking cheerfully to her, or to her fellow track members, especially not to me. Alarm off, stay in bed. Mito and I have a lengthy talk about the possibility that string theory is plausible. I don't buy it myself. More than 4 dimensions I can buy, but a bunch of vibrating strings at the subatomic level? That's asking a bit much. You know, speaking of all this science stuff, I remember a couple of days ago watching some video of like comparing various size of things in the universe, and it starts off really small, like stuff like blood cells, then it goes on to the size of a human, then it kind of expands on that to things on Earth, then it goes on to, you know, moons, planets, stars, and the stars, holy shit, man, it's like, shows the sun, yeah, the sun's pretty big, yeah? Well, that's a dwarf freaking star compared to these other monstrous sized ones that just like, holy shit. Then you've got like loads of galaxies in one kind of area that kind of add up the size of the whole universe, and it's just like, wow, It's like Earth isn't even a pixel in the universe because of how small it would be on that scale. It's just insane. Looks like I'm not the only one to think this way too. Apparently it's not really as strong a theory as it once was. Minnow says that's just because nobody has found the right way of looking at the data yet. Again, I wonder what he thinks about the, I still haven't read about it. So I had a conversation with someone about it, but I can't remember what it was. It was something, but I can't remember what it was. Eat alone. Rooftop is deserted today. I briefly wonder where Emmy and Rin are, but shrug off the question. The important thing is that they aren't here, so I won't have to talk to them. Since I have nobody to talk to, I bring a book with me to read. Well, it's nicer if getting a little hot. Hopefully it will be cooler in the evening. A cool breeze seems to back up my theory. Run alone. It is, in fact, cooler at the track. No sign of Emmy, which is exactly the sort of thing I'm going for. I stretch out and start on my usual run, trying hard to ignore the lack of a running partner in front of me. Finding my thoughts drifting damnably to that girlish laugh in real grin, those wide and friendly eyes, her incredible toned body. I increase the pace to clear my head, chew up the distance between me and the turns, find speed that makes me think only of my legs and how much they burn. I glance at my watch as I round the final lap, noting that my time's gotten faster. My heart seems a little swirly tonight, so I give myself a few extra cool-down laps, just to be safe. No reason to bring this to the nurse's attention, I'll be fine. A rather Emmy-ish thought to have, I'll admit. I have to hope that eventually I'll stop thinking about her so much. Not gonna happen. Well, eventually, maybe, but not gonna happen anytime soon. And even then, I don't know. I finish another book before going to bed that night, I'll have to stop by the library tomorrow. I don't know why I keep the early alarm on anymore, but it wakes me up to the next morning just the same. I still turn it off and go back to sleep. That afternoon, as I get ready to head to the cafeteria for another solo lunch, I've got a new book about a couple of conmen in ancient Persia that I'm pretty excited about reading. I'm suddenly cornered by Misha and... I guess just Misha.
Off to you alone again, Hichan. We've noticed, you know.
Me?
Hichan and I noticed that you've been spending more time alone. She wanted me to find out why, so I told her I'd ask you.
I'm surprised she didn't ask me herself.
She would have, but she wanted to get a head start on some paperwork. There's a lot of it since we're coming up on the end of the term, you know.
Why the sudden interest in my well-being anyway?
Hichan said it's the duty of the student council to keep track of the emotional health of its students. To allow cons to spiral into depression unchecked would be an unforgivable failure in the council's duties.
Well, that's easy then. I'm not depressed.
But you're eating alone and nobody's seen you in anything here at all. Something happened, didn't it, Hichan?
Misha's voice takes on a slightly sterner turn, though somehow she keeps the familiar lilt at the end of her sentences. I purse my lips, uncertain about how to respond. Bad ending, downplay the issue. Alternative ending, give in and let her know. So let's save at this option. We will downplay the issue first. I'm not sure I like the idea of airing private matters to the student council. Nothing major.
Hichan lying is terrible. It's a terrible thing to do.
She's not buying it. Okay, give her something, but not too much. We had this disagreement and haven't resolved it yet.
Oh, why not?
Because, look, I don't need to talk to you about this, okay? It's not a big deal, okay? I'm fine.
And Emmy, she's fine too, Hichan.
Misha's voice has taken on a decidedly serious edge. This is ridiculous. I don't know, okay? I'm an ass. Things are complicated right now.
What kind of man are you? Things got a little rough and you're going to hide from them.
Misha's sudden retort catches me completely off guard.
Hichan would call that a cowardly act, so she'd be right too. You two were close, happy together, and you're just going to roll over and die without a fight? You should be willing to fight for your girlfriend, Isao.
It seems that Misha is channeling Shizune at the moment. It wouldn't surprise me to find out that Shizune gave her a script to follow based on my answer. Misha points his arm at the classroom door.
Now you get out of the classroom and patch things up.
We still got afternoon classes. This doesn't seem to sway Misha.
Then after class, you'd better do it, Hee-chan. It's important that you don't leave things like this.
Why? Misha regards me as one would regard an animal's droppings.
Then you care about her, Sao. That's important, isn't it?
She's right. I do care about her, don't I? Okay, I'll see her after class.
Great, I'll let Shi-chan know you're okay then.
The lilt returns. I guess that means that Misha isn't angry at me anymore. She waves and disappears down the hallway and I eat my lunch. While afternoon classes draw to a close, I prepare myself for the task ahead. I have to see Emmy. Misha was at least correct about that. Leaving the question of Emmy and I an open issue won't work. You know, I wonder if Misha and Shizune were there when Emmy had her previous boyfriends, because that ended pretty much the same way that it's going with Asao right now, didn't it? So I wonder if anyone approaching this hey, weren't you happy the girl, or something like that, I don't know. At the very least, I need to apologize for what I said. I consider going to her room to find her, but she's probably still at the track. The steps out of the main building and down the path to the track make me feel like a doomed man. I have a twisting, horrible feeling in my gut that this is all going to go horribly wrong, like some kind of bad ending, that I'm not going to accomplish anything, except for maybe driving the final nail in the coffin of whatever it was Emmy and I had. There she is, just as expected, running laps around the track after everyone else has gone to shower and dinner. I don't wave or even make my presence, no. I just sit down on the bleachers and watch her run her laps. It takes her a few trips around the track before she notices me, after which she skids to a stop, eyes wide in surprise. Surprise is quickly masked by anger, which in turn fades behind a mask I already know is impenetrable. What are you doing here? Not quite the response I'd hoped for, but at this point I don't have much of a choice. I wanted to apologize for what I said the other day.
The other day?
She laughs a curt explanation of disbelief.
It's been almost a week or so.
Yeah, well, better late than never, right? Emmy crosses her arms and stares at me coolly as if sizing me up. Finally she nods.
I suppose you're right. Water under the bridge then, I forgive you. Is that all?
Her almost impatient question catches me so off guard that she's halfway down the track before I think to shout after her. No, wait! Emmy stops, turns, and walks back to me, breathing a little heavily and looking annoyed at my interpretation.
What?
Okay, I need to make this right. Somehow I have to know where I stand, maybe patch things up. Can you at least sit down?
I think we're okay talking here.
Fine, sure. Look about us. I pause, trying to think of a good way to phrase what I'm about to say. But before I can launch into an impassioned plea for giving me another chance, Emmy's already spoken.
There's no more us, Asao.
Why not?
We're just not right for each other.
She delivers this outrageous statement without even looking in my eyes. I don't believe you. We're great with one another.
Says the guy apologizing for getting thrown out of my house last week.
It was a fight. I said something really incredibly stupid and apologized for it.
How many times had we already discussed the problem that started the fight? How many times had I told you that there was a set boundary that I wouldn't cross? How many times did you keep trying to cross it?
Because your boundary was stupid. Amy rolls her eyes, folds her arm, crosses her across her chest, and cocks her head to the side.
You see this, Asao? This is why we're not right for one another.
Her voice softens a little, and she reaches out to stroke my cheek.
You're a good guy, but we're not going to work.
With a horrible, lurching feeling, I realize that she's been practicing this, maybe every day since I left her house. Even the cheek stroke seems rehearsed like something out of a movie. She never intended to give me another chance. Hell, she probably would have been fine with never seeing me again. So that's it then. Nothing else to say. Gee, it was fun while it lasted, but so long. This actually seems to amuse Emmy far more than I wanted to. She gives a rather morbid sounding chuckle.
That's how I've lived my life, Asao. You should know that by now. And it was fun.
A sad smile, she shivers slightly, and the smile vanishes.
But it's over now. It's for the best.
I want to yell to scream at her, make her see reason that this was stupid, the whole act. That she's just afraid of me, afraid of what being close to someone means. Which is pretty much true, but the way he goes about it isn't going to get through to her, because, as her mouth said, stubborn as a mule. I want to tell her that I love her and that I can't just give up on her at the drop of a hat. Except, there's no point. She's made up her mind. We're done. Wow. You wouldn't have been if you'd actually said that right now, because that seems to have been what solved it in the normal ending. Fine. Emmy nods satisfied. I want to hit something. Good. She brightens with a false cheeriness. See you around us, Al. No, you won't. You won't even try. She shrugs as if to say, have it your way, and turns her back on me once more, quickly accelerating around the curve of the track. I feel numb. This is it, the end of the road for us, whatever that was, closure at least. Emmy rounds the track again without sparing me a second glance. She's running much faster now, and I can't help but think of that first run together. I ran to catch you to try to prove that I wasn't as weak as I knew I was, but it ended badly for me, didn't it? And now you're off running too fast for me again, and I leave the choice to run after you again. But I won't, not this time. You never let me catch you. I don't even notice walking away from the track, or walking into my room, or pulling a book out of my bag to read. Just before bed, I reset my alarm. Emmy and I have had our final encounter. We don't speak again after that. What, does he have no music on the bad endings? I'll supply my own then. Let's play something depressing sounding. It doesn't even have the artwork there. Doomfest indeed. Wasn't that lovely? Well, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be, but it's still pretty depressing. Just to see like a relationship just kind of like crash and burn like that. But we're going to solve it and make it right this time.